Hello, good evening, and a very warm welcome to Rangers Radio.
Hello, good evening and welcome to Rangers Radio. Ox is stuck on mute now, but Ox has been joined with myself, AK, and Albert for tonight. Good evening, Albert. How are you?
I'm great, mate. I am actually tickety-boo. Yourself?
Good, man. Aye, fine, pal, fine. Oh, there he comes.
Sorry for the late entrance, boys. I don't know what happened there. Not got a clue. Anyway,
Must be
welcome
Elena
to
Bridges'
Rangers
computer.
Radio. As you know, Oxford's been joined by the one and only Albert and our mucker, AK. Evening, gentlemen.
Good evening, Ox, yeah. Good evening, Albert, and everybody that's listening.
Good evening, you two. How are you all doing?
I just get emotional there here on Southside, the People's Champion on, introducing the show. Albert, I've heard from myself and AK, we were on Sunday after the game. Right, I'll let you talk, mate. You had a good view of some of the main action.
It was
particularly that our second goal, mate, right down in front of you, the whole move transpired, mate, yes.
that was superb, mate. Overall, great result. I thought we were comfortable in the whole game. I don't think we were uncomfortable any time. Even losing, going behind twice, I don't think we were uncomfortable, mate. I thought we controlled the game pretty evenly at times. We let the midfield slip a bit, but that's about it. But the forward line were functioning, and we're getting plenty of bodies in the box. The things that we were saying should have been happening for long enough. And they at one time were really struggling to control us, or to handle us, mate. They really were. And 4 good goals. What else can you say? It was a great day, mate. Great day, great atmosphere. Fantastic atmosphere. Go to give a shout out to the Rangers support. It was brilliant, mate. Absolutely brilliant. And then after the game, a lot of people. It's funny how the ground didn't empty as quick as it normally does. It just shows you. If you get the exciting games and a good performance, the crowd sticks you. They'll stay there. It was superb. The end of the game, the atmosphere, superb. So I gave ourselves a good platform, mate, to kick on. Bounce back for a poor result at Motherwell, and showed everybody we're definitely up for this. We're definitely up for it. There's no doubt about it. We ain't rolling. We're not going away.
AK, the point that he makes there about the crowd, the support, the teammate, it is your classic, and the chicken and the egg. One inspires the other,
Aye, well, definitely. I mean, there's no doubt about that. But excuse me, a united effort with the manager, the team, the owners, the support is a far stronger Rangers than we are. You know, not unified and arguing each other and questioning a lot of decisions that are getting made, whether it be team selection, whether it be recruitment, whether it be this, whether it be that. When we're all get the heat on the same space and we're singing off the same hymn sheet, then we're a far stronger unit. And it's been proved again, time and time again. For me, it looked as if Ibrox came alive again. That's what it looks like. And when we're like that with the team, we just drive the team on. Even when we fell behind, Albert, couple of slack moments for defence, but even when we went behind, the attitude didn't change. It was, come on, get behind the guys will recover, they'll react, and so they did. So all in all, I thought we thoroughly deserved the win, the 3 points, and it was a statement victory.
Aye, it was required, mate. It would have been difficult if we would have slipped further behind, but we didn't, so we move on for it. Albert, you mentioned the two forwards, the two big centre forwards, young, mobile, physical, have scored goals now in the last few weeks, the two of them. I know different levels of opposition, of course, but are you somebody that would go with two up front, mate?
Well, it worked in that game. I don't think we'll just go carte blanche, that's it for the rest of the season, two up front. It's horses for courses. He's still that type of manager. There's times to play them, there's times not to play them, I suppose. But aye, definitely. They didn't do themselves any harm with the performance the two of them put in. The big boy's still raw, the big Nedry boy, he's still settling in, you can see it. But he's got something about him, that boy. He's definitely no fear, mate. He'll get tore right in, just the way I like him. And big Shermatty, you got to give him credit. He had a brilliant game, mate. Yet again in a big game. People might call him this, that, and the next thing. Entitled to call their opinions, mate. Entitled to call him out when he's not been playing well. But when he does play well, and he seems to turn up in the big games, and we're starting to turn up in the big games, let's put it that way. You've got to give him 10 out of 10. But aye, when it's appropriate to go over the two, I would go over the two. But this is the sort of league and the sort of division that if you stick to one system, the teams just work out a system to stop you, and that's it. So if you're going to be there Warburton and just say this is the way we play and that's the end to it, well, you're not going to win anything. You've got to adapt, mate, and that's what I see Roll doing. He doesn't stick. If you have to adapt, he'll adapt. If he sees it's not working, he'll change it. And thank God we've got a manager like that, because so many years we've been watching just battering your head off a brick wall and getting nowhere, but just carrying on playing the same way and the same pace and going, getting nowhere here. Something needs to change. So, so to answer your question, if it's appropriate, if he deems it's appropriate to play against a certain system that way, aye, by all means play it, because it does work. You've seen it yourself. It does work.
Horses for courses, AK. It's the same when you play the marbles, isn't it?
Aye. I'm actually watching a wee bit of the now. I've got it on mute, obviously, but the old balls on ice is on the now. It's a fascinating game. Chess on ice, brilliant. But aye, horses for courses. It is what it is. We needed to win, and we won, and we're right in this title hunt, and that's what we're all looking for.
Did you see? I asked you this on Sunday, and I'll ask you again, and Albert can come in. And I've asked it quite a few times, and it has shocked me, surprised me at where we are. I honestly, in my own head, come October when Danny Rowe come in, thought his game plan's got to be about building for next season. I did not see this coming, mate. Honestly, didn't. But there's factors in it. But the main factor for us is what he's done with results, mate.
See the thing before though, and I know exactly what you're saying. Did we see it coming with that squad that we inherited, or that squad that Danny Rowe inherited off of Thelwell and Russell Martin? No. But see, in reflection, after Michael Beale left, in fact, when Michael Beale took over for Gio, he went on two kind of excessive winning runs, but we didn't make any inroad on it because Postecoglou was, he was racking up the wins just as much as what Beale was. And then obviously Beale started the season, the following season, no great. Clement comes in and he goes on a run of wins, but he's up against, again, a manager where the run of wins didn't really matter. The thing that's happened this time, and we've gave day two a head start on, is that let's not forget about that. But the run of wins that Danny Rose went on, we've ate into the lead because Hearts and Celtic have dropped points. 13 points to 11 points, and we were 9 points behind Celtic, and we're past them. If they don't make, the errors, then we don't make in-ground. So the team has done it before, even though it's different personnel, but it is there, and we couldn't be that bad for as long as we were.
I think there's differences, mate.
Aye, of course.
I think the differences under like when Beale came in and different things came in, and I'm going to pass this back to Albert. He used to say, "We've not won a meaningful big game what would happen is we would go on a run, and then it would be what they call a 6-pointer. We would fail, go on another run, fail. Yeah, all better.
That's exactly right, mate. We just kept falling flat in our face when it mattered.
Aye.
So this is a bit different. But to be fair to Roll, or it's not quite fair to Roll, but you've got to remember his starting point. His starting point, to improve on that starting point where where the team was, it wasn't even that hard, mate, because we couldn't get any worse. We were dreadful, mate. Totally.
Did you think you'd be able to
dreadful.
pick them up, mate? Honestly, did you think you'd be able to pick them up?
I just think he done what a good manager does, mate. He just comes in and organised them. Simplicity. He just put them in the right positions and told them not to exaggerate the play. Keep clean sheets, clear your lines. That's all we were doing, mate. There was nothing more fancy than that. And all of a sudden we went, oh, they nothing each or one each draws. Oh, it's starting to turn into wins now. Or we're stealing a 1-0. We got Big Fernandez up and running. You got a couple of centre halves playing well, and all of a sudden we looked good. Magoma was playing well. The defence also, Butland started concentrating right, and all of a sudden we looked a different team, difficult to beat, difficult to score against first, and that's what he done, mate. As far as I can see. Now where we are now, and by the way, see what Alec was saying, and he's right. 13 points behind Hearts and 9 points behind them. Well, we're also behind another 8 teams in that league, or 6-7 teams in that league. So when we started off, we had to get above the one above us, and then the one above that again, and climb up the league that way. So we're doing that constantly. So that mob across the site were losing games and drawing games, and so is Hearts, as he's pointed out. Hearts weren't losing games; they were drawing games, but they were the most consistent team right on the first half of the season. Eventually you catch up with them. And what do you say? Once we start to get on the go, you start to get a bit more confident about it. You weren't happy with the way we were playing. You obviously were playing great football or anything like that. Nothing close to great football. But you're getting the results. And that was his remit off the cabinet when he walked in that door. Get results. That's what you tell them. Simple as that. No more big elaborate conversations or big huge plans. Get results. Assess this squad and get the results. And he done both. He started getting results. And remember, he done his assessment. He handed assessments to all the squad, to the management team, and they've looked at it.
Went, a copy of that, mate. Eh?
Oh, they've been a beauty, mate. They've been an absolute beauty. But they've acted on it, and you can't say them no. The first bit's put in place come the January. He's signed 4 players that he wanted, 4 players of 4 positions that he needed covered, and he's got rid of a lot of people at the door, various ways, loans, sold, let go, whatever. So he's done well, and we're far from finished with that as well. Don't even think for a minute that's anywhere close to being finished. This time next season, this squad will be unrecognisable because, as he says, he's no planning for success this season, which was nice if we get it, really nice if we get it. He's planning for sustained success, and the only way you get sustained success is if you get the mixture or the makeup of your squad spot on. And it takes a bit of time to do that, but it doesn't mean you can win on the meantime. That's only bit Thelwell and Stuart realised that you can build a squad and do that, but you've got to win when you're doing it. You can't just say wait till next year. We've heard all this nonsense for years now. Wait till next year. Oh, you'll be good next year. Oh, I'll watch us next year. It's this year. It's now. It's the next game. It's the victory. It's the next trophy. We want to win, and we want to win more. And it's the end of the end of that story. So at the moment we're doing well. Nothing won yet. We beat Hearts, the leaders, comfortably. But that's all we've done, mate. There's nothing won yet. We're still a long way to go yet.
He's right. He's right, AK. But that's enjoyable for where we were and where we've been to. And I still can't get around that. July, August, September, October time. It was just like a bad dream, AK. It's like a night out with you.
Hey, I've been in night shoot with you. You're no great company here.
That's because of the company that was there.
Aye, well, hey, ditto. Depends how many vodkas are flying in Bacardis and stuff. But listen, it was You can't gloss over it. It was a poor start to the season. I think the negativity had already set in because the support had made their mind up that we didn't want Russell Martin in the club in the first place. You know, the support for what they are, they make their mind up on certain individuals very, very quickly if they don't like what they see. And I don't think he came into, you know, with any sort of chance, and unless he turned us around with wins, which Danny Rowe did. Because don't be kidded. I think there was a few question marks with Danny Rowe coming into the club as well. I mean, who is he? What's he done? What's his credentials? They look at Sheffield Wednesday, thinking after voting a league.
There, brother? Are they question marks still there?
No, for me. No, for me. They were swept long ago. Anybody that done their homework on where he's came from, what his pedigree is and his background, should know. That, you know, give the guy a chance. I heard Mark Catley on Heart and Hand there a few weeks ago, saying that he'd asked some questions of the people that he knew down in the English leagues, and he was very impressed with the answers that he was getting about Danny Rowe. But again, that means nothing if you don't come in and hit the ground running at Rangers. All Bear says there, you've said yourself, just simplicity. Just make things, you know, just have have the round pegs and the round holes, and don't overcomplicate things. And at the end of the day, it's all about getting wins. And wins, can you win over the support and win over the players? And that's what he's done really well. We've not played great in a lot of the games, but we've had a run of wins that's got us right in this title chase now, pal.
I get that we've not played well in all the games. We didn't play well the first half against Kilmarnock. But whether you like it or no, the last 3 games we've scored 17 goals, 5, 4 and 8. 17 goals in 3 games at Ibrox. You know, we're a tough crowd, aren't we?
Definitely. But we're great about goals. We've got goals now. And we've got guys who look if they can score lots of goals now, which is great. So aye, as far as I'm concerned, we've turned a corner. We've no turned the whole thing around. You'll always get judged, mate. All managers get judged. The Rangers manager might get judged a bit harshly than other managers because it's Glasgow Rangers and we're used to winning things and having great teams, blah, blah, blah. But we'll always be judged until he wins things. And even when he leaves, any player leaves, they always judge him when, what did he win? He never won much. But he's a good player, didn't win much. So I'm not really that interested in me. So it's the ones that's ones that come back as heroes. Ones that have all won things and they stand on the sideline and they're digging that wee tumble and they pull the number out. You have the first thing in your head, what did he win at Rangers? But you get ones that come out of no win a lot. And you're not interested really, are you? It's just another player, nothing special about them. And you need to win things in Scotland with Rangers, you need to be a bit special. There's no getting away from it because we all see what's happening in the league now and the way certain teams get treated. Well, we don't get treated like that. We get treated harshly, and you've got to really be up for it, to win something at Rangers. But as I said, Rowe will get judged on what he wins, mate. That's as simple as that. It's as harsh as that. Until he starts winning, he's still a rookie manager.
Aye. You need to get that monkey off your back. You can breathe. We'll see what it takes us. I'm impressed with the guy. As Albert rightly says, he's won nothing. He's in the hunt. We'll see where it goes. Most important game, this moment in time, is Sunday against Livingston. Yes?
Oh, aye, 100%. Bridgeman says the next game is the most important game, and at this stage of the season, they couldn't be more correct. So, yes, after a good win at home to Hearts, the last thing you want to do is drop points away to Livingston. They're fighting for their lives a bit. It's been an intriguing league this year, Ox, when you look at it. I think actually Derek McInnes touched on it as well. Obviously, the battle at the top of the table and Motherwell. I've made plenty dents in the 3 that's gone for the league as well as Hibs, St Mirren. You've got Dundee United, Dundee. They've got their own wee mini battle. You've got Kelly trying to stretch away for Livingston at the bottom. You know, so there's there's battles all over the leagues, and 3 points isn't easy to come by, as going in previous years. So it's been an intriguing competition overall this year.
Proper league, mate. That's what it is, a proper league.
Exactly, mate. A league, you win it, you earn it there, no giving it. Albert.
Exactly, mate. It's a proper league. I mean, this is the way it should be. We're not being used to the garbage dished up for the last 10, 15 years. And it's garbage. Total and utter garbage. It's been dished up. And we've all sat back and had to take it. But this, when you see it, and when it unfolds like this, and you say, well, this is a bit more exciting. You can do it in the game going, well, we don't know what's going to happen, but we've got every chance of winning the game as well as you got a chance of losing this game as well. And that goes with all the teams. It's not just Rangers, it's all the teams. You'd rather have it this way than somebody just running away with the league all the time. I know certain people would just like to run away with the league for day one and be 20 odd points ahead when it comes into this time of the season, or 15 points ahead. You go, well, it's just a boring winter then, and it's just a boring cold winter, and you don't want to go to the games because there's really nothing to play for. You're just going down there for the sake of, I'm a Rangers supporter, I'm duty bound to go to the game, so you go to the game. But for excitement, the atmosphere on Saturdays, proof of the pudding, it's superb, mate. You know, that's a meaningful game. We won it, and that was great. And all right, on to the next one now. A lot of people saying, "Oh, we should have a midweek game now. Now we're starting to win like this." But it'll work out. It'll work out beneficial for us this 7 days, because our squad's still, the majority of our squad's still bedding in. Remember, we're the only team in the league that's got that amount of players bedding in for a season. I'm not talking about for a couple of games. I'm talking for a season. So you get when he gets a chance to work with them on the training pitch and guys start to get to know their teammates through training and whatever. It'll benefit us. It'll definitely. I don't even think we've started playing. I'll be honest with you, mate. I don't think we've started playing yet. I think we've yet
So
to
we're in
kick
the
into
scale
gear.
of 1 to 10, where are we, mate?
I think we're on about 5, 4.5, 5. Maybe a wee bit of 6. Maybe it's about half. Maybe a 6. But I don't think we're anywhere near 10. Anywhere near it, mate. We've yet to kick into gear.
It was only Bo Derek was a 10. You don't get them that often, do you?
It's your taste, isn't it?
That's more your generation, not mine.
Fair enough. But aye, well, if Albert's right, we've got years to go, mate. Wow.
Oh, let's hope so. But I think the new signings coming into the team gave us a massive lift. Every time that you see the guys, Chukwane, Romans in particular, Scov Olsen's getting up to speed and getting better every game, and Big Nadiri just looks as if he's played there, you know, for the entire season. He's linked up. He loves the platform that he's gave. I think he's keen to make his mark, and that's exactly what he's doing. But the new signings have done for me. It looks as if competition for places within the squad for that starting jersey. There was a few of them begin to get thrown the jersey because they didn't have anybody giving them any sort of pressure. Young Magoma being the perfect example. But to be fair to him, he's a young boy and he's acquitted himself very well. But Romans looks a step up for him. Chukwane looks a step up for, I would say, both Barron and Raskin in that midfield. Scov Olsen has got the pedigree to step up, but obviously it's the fitness for him. And Naderi looks better than Chermiti and Miovski. But Chermiti's feeding off him, so it's good. Very good. We're in a good place.
Oh, don't know if they
See
look better than on the Sunday.
Aye, but see for me, mate. See the signings, you're talking about the signings there.
Mm-hmm.
Right. For me, they've put pressure on the other players. The only time you'll see the proof of that pudding, it's just words. No, I mean, everybody says this, but it's just words, right? The proof of the pudding is if they 4 players, the biggest thing they've done is come in and they've all produced on the park, mate, on the park. They're not just say, oh, we've arrived, you need to play better. That's when you'll see the real potential fully. They'll play a lot better than they play, but they've also produced a new. But the other players round about them, and the ones that are in their position, they'll start playing better as well. That's when you know. That's when you say, they've put pressure on other people to start producing. Well, they need to start producing then. Like your Asgards, your Magomers, the big Chermiti and Mioski up front, your Ant-Man and your Gasman. They all need to start producing now. Because these players are in and producing. They're doing it on the park, mate. Every one single one of them produced something on that park. And when's the last time you can say that? You had 4 signings on the one go that have all come onto when they've all come onto the park at some time, they've all produced this early in their Rangers careers. No many, mate. No many players have done it. So this is a good thing about it. This is why we're kicking on to a new level. I've seen it with Roms and I've seen it with Olsen. Olsen's not produced a lot, but he still has produced. Let's carry on. Big Nedry is a raw boy, but he's still produced as well. Chitwani in the middle, you can see that boy's a player. Now, they 4 players, you can see they're all players. You can see they're better players than we had. So, as the players I mentioned that are already been here, they all need to kick on now. The words are the words. But it's new actual actions you're looking at now. And just saying, look, there's no hiding place for you now. You can't hide. You can't say, well, I'm a bit better than. You look at Tav, for example. He can go through the motions he wants. Oh, he's a bit better than, what do you call him, Aarons and all that, which might be true or not true. Depends your point of view, but it doesn't matter. The proof of the pudding is, the proof of the pudding, in your opinion, the proof of the pudding is Sterling's there now. And what I seen with Sterling Saturday going, oh, this boy is now looking lean, fit, strong. I'm saying, oh, let's hope he's now fun his rhythm now and he stays fit. And you can see the proof of it now. You can see Sterling. I hope he's realised that you can't mince about here and just expect just to walk into this team, because there's other players there that will take your position off you. Maybe Magoma's going to be like, let's see if Magoma see his next game when he's in the shirt to see how much he's went, oh, I need up my ante here. And he's been playing well, the wee boy. I like wee Magoma. I think he's a cracking wee player. But he's on a different level, and there's a right big challenge for him now to get back into that team.
We might not see him start again for us. And
you might know, you might do. You don't know. Aye, right? But yeah, you might know.
Aye, but I mean, but what I'm saying is, arguably, he's been one of our most consistent players up to this point.
He was getting targeted there. He was definitely getting targeted in the Motherwell game, and he's been targeted in the Motherwell game a few times. He gets targeted in the Hibs games as well. So there, people are look, what do you call him? Maybe Turkish guy, Ridvan. He's getting targeted all the time, mate. It's simple. Hearts were famous for targeting him, putting Shanklin over there and just diagonal balls all day long. So we've got a left back in there. There's a bit more about him. Not just defending, going forward as well. I like the look of him, but again, it's still early doors for him. He looks the part, but we'll give him that. So, but it's as I say, I still don't think we've kicked into gear, and I'll keep on saying it. I think we have kicked into gear, but I don't think we've kicked into gear yet. I think we get ahead of steam up. I don't think there'll be any question of who's going to win the league if we get ahead of steam up.
Ox.
Yes, mate.
I was going to ask you two. We've got 3 plastic pitches in the Premier League now. Obviously, Livingston, Kilmarnock, and Falkirk. Would players drop out and come back in if there's any concerns about injury? I'm thinking Mayor Sterling. I'm thinking Mayor Romans when he's just coming back from injury. Is that a possibility that he could chop and change depending on the surface we're playing on?
I think there would be some medical advice that would tell them that, mate. I know there's certain players maybe avoided in the past. I've never thought Tav's enjoyed it, particularly Rugby Park. But it's a valid question, AK. I would think that unless it was the medical people saying that doesn't suit him, which depending on the injury, no, because it's 3 points and you need to win. But there would need to be clear instructions that somebody couldn't play, and I don't even know if we'd hear about it, mate. I think you get the usual. Mr. Ray's he's got a slight knock in training. Yeah, all better.
It's a luxury we can't afford, mate. Right at this moment, we can't afford that. Especially the way we McCann's got them playing. They're starting to play now, mate. They're starting to play back to their best at that on that pitch. But we'll not be playing them anyway, because I don't think Kilmarnock will reach top 6, will they? So I don't think we'll need, or Livingston, so I don't think we'll need to worry about it that much, because we'll not to play them again, have we?
But at Livingston on Sunday, I think that's the point AK was making.
Aye, well, a luxury we can't afford. We need our best players on the pitch, the best team on the pitch, and we need to get the 3 points. So it's one of the considerations. It's like everything else, putting a problem in front of yourself when the problem's not actually there, and the circumstances. So you look at it, because I think that's what happened, AK, on against Motherwell. I think outside influences and influence a role picking that team, and that's one of the reasons we put that particular team out on that part. I think he's learnt his lesson for that, and I think he's had words with them to say, look, that's fine and dandy. You've got to take your advice at times, but you really need to understand this game. These 11 games coming in, is a lot of money for Rangers, a lot of money, and we can't afford to just be nursing players along the road saying, "Oh, we'll not play you today, son, because it's a wee bit windy, maybe a bit rainy, and I know you don't like that kind of weather, so we'll not play you today." All that nonsense out the window, mate. And that's in parks and all the rest of it, and wee slight niggles, and we might have a wee see, if you play him, he might get a wee hamstring injury. We can't afford not to play him, so he's playing. And it's going to be like that to the end of the season. So if there's casualties along the way, but we're not going to enforce restrictions on ourselves just by trying to be too careful, too cautious. This is all hands to the pumps now, mate. This is all hands on board, man the guns. We're going to war.
I think the thing is, AK, you take somebody out the fire line, they play in the grass the following week, they might get injured. There's no guarantees, mate. Yeah, I don't think you can plan like real instructions that somebody's got an issue, and it looks as if most of our squad is fit now. You know, they've all played. You know, even Roman, Sterling, they're all back in the frame. They're no rehabilitation, but it looks at me. I mean, Roman's played the full game on the weekend, didn't he?
Listen, I think the two of you make valid, balanced points, you know, and that's the reason why I'm asking it. And Albert touched on the exact reason why I was asking it, because the criticism, the scrutiny that Danny Rowe got for picking that team at Motherwell, I'm the same opinion as yourself, Albert. I thought that wasn't the team that Danny Rowe wanted to pick. That team on Sunday was probably closer to the team that he wanted to pick at Fir Park, and either the players intimated that they got a wee knock. I think he mentioned the Derry had a wee knock in training like the day before, so he couldn't start. And possibly the medics, the physios, could have said, well, he's kind of near the red zone. Why is he near the red zone? I heard you say at Queen's Park game, the game was done and dusted at half time. They could have taken all the players off because the Motherwell game is the more important. If we're starting to go down that road again, then no, we need to watch what we're doing here. Rather than the physios and the players dictating Danny Rowe's team, Danny Rowe should be saying to them, no, I want my strongest team out in that park as much as possible so we can win the games that we've got ahead of us. So that's the reason why I asked for you, just to put it out there to the support. It wasn't just Danny Rowe's fault. That team that we picked and the drop points, i.e. Oxtear, you nailed them for his substitutions. That was self-inflicted. We invited Motherwell on us, and that's why we lost the late goal. But the team going out in the park, everybody was like, oh, didn't expect that team, particularly after the impressive performance against Queen's Park in the Cup.
Listen, I wasn't overly surprised at the team, mate. I thought that maybe Olsen might have played in the right. Yeah, I wasn't shocked with the team, but I was disappointed with substitutions. But that's hindsight, all better. If he sees they came out and we play the same way and they hit the bar in the post and then the ball doesn't go in the net, you've got a different view on it, haven't you?
Well, after the game, when I get my say on it, when I get in, my opinion at that time was it wasn't the team. I was like, Alex, it wasn't the team that Rolls. See that everybody, Alex was saying we were all surprised. Well, we were surprised at the team. I think Rolls was surprised at the team as well. But he has got criticism for the last 10 minutes of the game, mate. There's no doubt about that. When they're down to 10 men and we're playing the way we're playing, we're no man marking, at least man marking. So he's definitely he deserved criticism for that. There's no doubt about that. And I think he would. He's honest enough to own up to that himself, to say no. But the team selection, and we are like, well, 100%, mate. It wasn't. I don't think that's the team he was putting out there. I think it was under guidance or under recommendation for the medical staff. I don't know how. I mean, I don't know how it works in professional football when it comes to that. Who's got the last say? It's not like the army where the medical team can stop somebody going into war or going into battle.
A lot in the generations, bro.
Aye, they might very well do. So the medical team has got the last word, saying no, you're not playing him. He's not. I don't think I'd like it if it's that way. I think if it's a mutual agreement, that's fine. But I don't think it's right. And if it's a borderline case, it's down to the manager's call. Then I would hope. But if it's a blatant, no, he can't play. You just can't play him. Well, that's fair enough, right? But at this stage of the season and where you are, it'd have to be really good reasons, by the way, now, mate, because this is Champions League money you're talking about. This is millions of pounds you're talking about now, and you're not going to take it in a whim because somebody decides, I want to flex my influence in the club. I want to show you that I've got a say in what happens here. It's just an ego trip here. I don't want anything like that to be in the background. I think there's a bit of that went on with Clement and a bit with Van Bronckhorst as well, maybe even Beale. The people are calling out and saying, "Oh, he can't play for this reason, that reason." I don't believe for 1 minute that Matondo and Roof were injured at that time, mate. I don't believe that at all. Swinging the lead, and the medical team should have been saying they're swinging the lead, and that's a drag. And that's a separate conversation you get the manager and the executive team with these kind of players saying you get paid all this money. You're coming into the boardroom and you're sitting down and explaining to me why you're no fit to go in that part and produce. But you know what I'm saying? I'm sort of going off topic a bit, but you know what I'm talking about. So I think I hope it's the managers saying, right, okay, I'm going to follow your advice, but remember now we're in the league. Everybody at the club, all the background staff, everybody needs to realise where we are, what we're poised today, and we need everybody. All the playing staff, all the staff behind us, and we all need to pull in one direction. We're all in it with the fans, and rightly so, that all pulling in one direction. Well, everybody within the club needs to do the same thing.
Aye. Listen, with injuries and that in football, you need a bit of luck. You know, it's simple as that. It's very difficult to plan. It's like you try to plan labour when you've got a bank holiday on the Monday. You don't know who's coming in on the Tuesday. You know what I mean?
It's true. It's true. But I just want these. I want a medical mob to understand it's money.
The better get his phone lines open. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Football.
Yeah. We digressed. We chatted. Let's hear from these.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972? It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Albert, come back in. Sorry, we got a point there, mate.
No, it's just to say about the medical staff or whoever it is need to understand this is money. This is the business end now. That's all I was saying, mate. Just to make sure that they understand this. So there's one goal and one goal will win the league. That's what everybody should be focused on. To disregard ball boys as well. Start coaching the ball boys when they shouldn't be throwing that ball in. Everybody needs to become professional. It really, really needs to become totally professional, mate.
But we've talked about the new players, and you know, really, this is a new team, isn't it? You know, it's transformed quicker than I imagined. You know, Fernandes is a pivotal part. You've got Romans, we've talked about. In the midfield, you've got Tucci, and then forward of that, you can have two new centre forwards that won with the club, and all the forward players. There's nobody left. It's quite a drastic transformation, AK.
It has been in a short spell of time, and that's credit to our owners. To be honest with you, I mean, Andrew Kavanagh and the 49ers have come in and recognised this club does really need an overhaul, and a proper overhaul, no bit part stuff that we've had in the past. Where we've had maybe like 6 to 10 players go out and another 6 or so coming in. You know, I don't know what it is off the cuff, Oxshire, but we must have a turnover of about 30 odd players between going out and coming in this year. That starting lineup, when I look at it, Butland, Sterling, Suter, Fernandez, Romans, Chutwani, Raskin, Moore, Scove, Olsen, Chermiti, Naderi. I couldn't what 4 players who were here last year: Butland, Sterling, Suter, and Raskin. But you've still got important linked players with Tavernier, Diamondi, Bizrami there for last year, a young Baron, and that as well. But there's been a massive overhaul in players. So it's going to take a bit of time, naturally, for all these players to come in and find their feet. But at Rangers, you don't get the opportunity, you don't get the time to find your feet. So I think they've all learned quickly to up their standards. And I think that the fresh approach of Danny Rowe and the new signings in particular is really managed to knit us all together to be in this position. It's been a remarkable turnaround. Is it 19 league games, 14 wins, 4 draws and only 1 defeat so far? So remarkable, pal, remarkable.
Aye, it's going to be interesting going forward, and I don't think we're done yet. I mean, there's going to be players leave the club, and we've talked about it on here a lot. For me, this is financially, no football-wise, financially, 2 years to go in his contract. You try and maximise your deal with maybe Nico Raskin. Yeah, I get it. People will be upset all bit, but we've been stung before. Tavernier, contract's up. I would maybe give Matondo another 4 years just because I like him about the place all there, you know what I mean?
Aye, it's a good laugh.
Aye, good laugh. You know, so there's 3 contracts up, and Tav will leave, you know, by the end of the era when Tav goes and he deserves all the plaudits he gets. You know, I mean, even Max Aarons would admit he's a better player than he is. Right, but, you know, but we're going to evolve again. You know, these guys, you know, Tav's been there for a long time. What happens with Suter? We've not heard anything, not even whispers. John Suter gave us a hint back in the Old Firm game when he says he wants to be part of this for a long time. Whether that meant he was looking for a contract or something was happening, I don't know. So potentially John could leave, and you know they've been named there. I mean, the longest serving players would be then, but Butland and Sterling, you know.
Yeah.
All there. So it's going to free up more wages. You're going to develop, and you're going to. That was a young team on that part on Sunday, mate.
As I say, this time next year, mate. Exactly this time next year, you'll not recognise the squad. I'll tell you right now. I mean, I know why he's talking about players going out the door and the league's still live. You know what I mean? It's we used to talk like this when there's nothing to play for. You just get nothing else to talk about but this. But there's definitely going to be a lot of people going that they don't think there's going, but they're going. And the squad will be unrecognisable. And rightly so, mate. You've got to keep evolving. I mean, Raskin, for example, is going to be a test case for the Yanks, as far as I'm concerned, because we've been experienced with players in this situation before, and they've walked away for absolutely nothing. I mean, I'd love to work out in the last 10 years how many players we've let go that we could at one time get money for. It must be close to £50 million, mate. £50 million worth of players have walked away for Rangers, and we've not got the money for them. It's just bad management. There's no other way of putting it, mate. It's just utter bad management. So in this day and age, when all the power's with the players, what the club have got to protect yourself is gone. You've got 2 years left in your contract. You sign a year extension, no, you're going, and you're going now. That's it, mate. The club need to remain within in control of the contract, and as much as the player just as they get to the winter break and sign for somebody else, a pre-contract or like that. So, as far as I'm concerned, it's the Yanks will not let that happen. No chance. That's That's just crazy way of managing. Just stupid. Kent, Morelos, it goes on. Goldston, Tavernier, Suter. It goes on and on and on, mate. On and on and on. Players just walking away for nothing. At one time you could have got money for. It must be close to 50 million. I would reckon 50 million. Because you could sit and do a wee exercise one night and just, you're guessing at the prices you could have got for them, right enough. Some of them players are walking away for, say, £4 and £5 million, and it's not even sniffed it, know what I mean? I know you're thinking, no, Morelos could have went for 20, and Kent could have went for 15 and all that. You can speculate all day about them, but there were multiple pound players. There's no doubt about that. You would have got money for them, but at the moment we're not at that situation quite as bad. We're in control right at this moment. No with Suter and no with Tavernier, but we're in control of the situation as much as Diamondi and Raskin and players like this, and all the other ones that are on more than a 2-year contract at the moment. So you need to keep controlling it. You need to have a clear vision of what you're wanting in your squad. So when the time for transfers comes, you know who you're wanting, you know the positions you want to fill, and you know who you want to move on. So this is the thing that's been happening with Rangers over the years. It's no been up, no vision, no long-term thinking. And I keep coming back to what Kavanagh says. Sustained success he's looking for. And demanding, by the way. Not just looking for, demanding. So you need to have a plan for that. You just don't say it and hope it all just falls into place by chance. You've got to work a plan for it. Come up with a plan and work to that plan.
I think the unique thing about you can make a plan all you like in football, mate. We've just talked about it. Then you get injuries. Then you get somebody who just doesn't move. You know, it's mental. We think, oh, somebody would move, but no. I'm actually surprised, and I'm interested to see how Danilo pans out, mate, going forward. You know, because you've absolutely no say in your own business, mate. What happens to the assets?
I know, and we're know the first club, and we'll certainly know be the last. But the other clubs down in England and that they're getting held to ransom with their own players, but on a far bigger scale. Man United players are the same, and it's a gamble. A lot of things, but you just have to rely on your recruitment team doing their due diligence. And to be fair, that's what's happened with Hearts this year. That's what's happened with Motherwell. You know, they've got a good young group of players in there. They've got a good manager. Hearts have done the same, and they just felt they needed players in certain areas to kind of boost their chances. So there is a blueprint out there that works for certain clubs, but again, it gets to a point where Wolves, you keep selling all your players, you keep selling all the players, but if you don't recycle it properly back into the team, you end up, the dropping out the league, and then you've got to start again. So it's evolving all the time. Recruitment, director of football, managers, owners, things like that. But everybody's got to be, aligned to be the same kind of thinking for your club to be successful. And for us, success is trophies.
Yeah, but you've got to keep an eye on the balance sheet as well. No,
absolutely. Aye. Wages and things. Aye.
Value for money, mate. Value for money. That's what you're looking for. But see, like say talking about Motherwell and you call it Motherwell and Hearts and all that, and the players that have come into them. I mean, the big difference between them, and they've done well, don't get me wrong, Motherwell playing some brilliant football, Hearts doing really well. In league position sense, they're not doing too well in the cups right now, but league position sense, they're doing really well. But you've got to remember, the expectations on their players is nowhere near what the expectations are on Rangers players. So the boys that come into Rangers, they mean the weight's right on them right away. For these boys at Hearts, they're not expected to win the league, mate. They were never expected to win the league when they come in there. Split the old firm, maybe an outside chance, but no, they win the league. And Motherwell's not expected to win the league. Hibs, they're not expected to win the league. So these players come in, they've got a bit of freedom about themselves. They're allowed to go and express themselves a bit more than the Rangers players. And the Rangers players, all you hear them talk, I'm here to win trophies. I've been told all about the club. I know what's expected of me. So the weight's right on the Rangers players, these new boys' shoulders right away. Rightly so or wrongly so, it doesn't matter where you look at it. It's just a fact. I'm only talking a fact of life. That's the way it is. So I take the Motherwell and the Hearts signing with a pinch of salt, mate. Really, honestly, I take it with a pinch of salt and say, aye, the boys that they've got they're doing well. Wee boy Braga looked a great player on Saturday, man. He darted about all over the place, but he's playing with a freedom that it's not there with Rangers. It's not there to be played with Rangers. You wouldn't get away with it.
He'd also
because
be
he's
playing against
expected to
five defenders more times than no, mate.
Aye, and he's expected to every game. No some games, no party again. Every game, every single game, you're expected to turn up, play and play well. But they're doing well. I'm not slagging them or anything. I'm not getting at them and saying they're bad players. I've no any stretch. Just that I think the expectation. That's the only point I was trying to make. The expectation on the players at different clubs is different from all. You know what I mean? Anyway.
Aye. Well, listen, we're not taking anything away from you. Borough and Hearts will be very complimentary. You know, I think Hearts were very, very fortunate to beat us in both the games. I'm looking again. They put the ball in the net, scored 4 goals, but really, did they? AK? We get two goals chopped up for nothing. One in each game. Goals change games, and I'm not saying we deserve to win, but I just think Hearts were fortunate. AK.
Well, they're definite factors in the outcome, the results, particularly the one at Ibrox, more so than the one at Tynecastle for me. But we scored first at Tynecastle, so we scored first. It's kind of massive. But the one at Ibrox for me still rankles with me. How Shanklin's allowed to get away with that handball, blatant handball. We gets a goal chopped off for nothing, and then they get a penalty at the end. But I think what you've got also got to base into your thoughts, Albert, is what kind of wages Braga and all them are on at Hearts. What wages are they on at Motherwell, and the expectation levels? You know, there's a wee Falkirk of the same. You know that Rangers and Celtic pay a grade well above 10 times their wage in a lot of cases. So that's where the expectations comes from. So, but I know exactly what you're saying. But you can also throw it down in England at a different scale. When Spurs is paying plenty, but they're the kind of a ceiling where their wages and they can't compete with, like say, Chelsea, Arsenal, Man United, Man City, Liverpool, for example. So they can only get to, you know, top 4, top 5 if they're lucky. But they don't have an expectation of their crowd to go out there and win silverware. They're just, but this business now rocks into it. It's money. Money talks. You drop out of the leagues, it's a massive hit. You're not competing in Champions League, i.e. for Newcastle, Villa. It's all about cash orientated these days. Whereas the supporters are still, we're old school. We're looking for trophies. Arsenal, who would have a manager like say Mikel Arteta at Arsenal? But is that 6 years now? He's won 1 trophy in 6 years, but because of the Wenger effect, where he keeps getting into Champions League and keeps opening up the avenues for the economy to run through the club, then the owners are quite happy with the job that he's doing. But the supporters want trophies, and we want trophies, so we don't see it that way. The business aspect of football club.
If you add up the money Arteta's spent, mate, it would frighten you. It frighten you, mate.
Oh, I know.
It's just mental. Maybe get all better do that, because that'll be a good sum.
It'll be a good list.
I know. My wee calculator wouldn't be able to get up that far, by the way. I'm the 2 bob market. No, I mean, I get mine out the penny tray. That's what I get my calculator. That's something else up there, man. A Premiership, you know what I mean? But one of the things I meant to say when I was talking about expectation as well, that Hearts and Motherwell and all these teams, you got to remember, see they 4 games that they players of they clubs play against Rangers, they treat them like trials, mate. I don't know if you think that way, but that's the way I look at it. They treat them like trials. They want to play for Rangers, mate. And they're looking at, right, here's a trial. But I've show here, by the way, look at Miotski. Miotski's here because he played well against Rangers. Let's be honest about that. He's not here through any other reason. That's the reason he's here. So these players that have come up for England and loan and for Motherwell and Hibs and whoever, Aberdeen, Hearts, whoever, They're trials, mate. I don't care. I watched the players playing against Rangers, the wee boy braggers, on Saturday or Sunday there, and you're looking at me. I'm not looking at them going like that. You're trying to shine here, son. Whose eye you trying to catch? It's no McInnes's eye. It's Roll's eye and the scouting team of Rangers. That's who you're trying to catch. You're trying to catch the eye. Look at wee Novel. Look at who else? There's tons of them that we've signed. Kamara. They play well every time they play. They play well, really well. I keep saying they shouldn't be picking them because they play well against us. So picking them when they play well against them. That more. But anyway, that's the way I look at these players.
Well, they'd be knackered if you were signing them playing against them. Some of the games don't finish till 3 in the morning.
True enough, mate. True enough. Another discussion we need to take place, mate. It has to be said. It has to be spoken about. The Buster Keaton and Scottish football is out of order, mate. It's over the edge now.
Ox, did you hear the McCoy's with Brazil in Talk Sport this morning? He said to him, he's saying, it's good for yous up there. Yous play an hour each half, didn't yous?
Aye, Alec can be very, very witty, very, very witty. It's going to be interesting. Look, we're not taking anything away from Mono Hearts.
Oh no.
But we've stopped there's very little that's went down the Rolls way apart from us. Managed a month in January, where we go in the whole run or where we've been, and we're Hearts are 4th since Danny Rowe came in. Actually 4th in the league.
Just shows you that. It just shows you the start we gave them, all the teams at the beginning of the year, man. It just shows you how bad it really was. If we'd had our act together for day one, you'd be romping this league by now.
But it wouldn't be exciting for you, would it?
No. The very thing I said it shouldn't happen. You don't want it really to happen, do you? You want a bit of excitement, aye? Yeah. But it's a fact, mate. It's a total fact. If we played off decent at the beginning of the season, and it was bad. Let's no sugarcoat it. It was bad.
It was a combination of everything. Mate, I just thought he'd lost the players, he'd lost the fans. His kamikaze football, his team selection, his naivety, his tactics, him thinking he knows better than everybody, mate. Just they're friends to the guy. Never met him. I know Southside bumped into him on a trip, mate. Said he was a decent fella. Having the conversation with him, but never met him. His politics, his beliefs are up to him for me. But however, the football, just crazy. Kamikaze, no clue. Yeah, and then just having cheap jibes at the players after every game. It was a recipe for disaster, Akey.
Oh, it was. He picked his battles early. The Motherwell game as well. He dug out the kind of the leadership group. Tavernier, Butland, I can't mind too well. There's Dowell in it as well. Raskin, another one. I picked a fight with him. That wasn't going to end well. But we Raskin, to be fair to him, he got the heat down and just, didn't say nothing and acted appropriately. But for me, he could have went after the 2 Bruges results. Could even have sacked him at half time in Bruges. And who knows, Danny Rowe might have got in earlier. But it is what it is. But Andrew Kavanagh eventually owned his decision and made the right decisions.
We Raskin had his dad talking for him in the papers, mate.
Aye, that didn't help. Aye.
So he wasn't a professional, we Raskin at all. His dad on the talking for him. So I don't forget, mate. I don't forget. I can sniff them out, mate. He's a wrong'un.
They don't swap Christmas cards, AK.
No.
You're going to see it the way you see it, the way you see it, mate. That's what I see with him. But anyway, as long as he keeps winning games for Rangers or playing his part winning games for Rangers, I'm not going to say too much about him. But at the end of the day, he had his part to play in the downfall of Martin. Martin is his biggest enemy, his own worst enemy. You know what I mean? I'm not getting away from that. But some of the things that Martin was saying was right. You can't say he wasn't. He was right. He just that he was mental. He was totally mental. Some of his selections, some of his style of play. But bear in mind, Motherwell were playing the exact same style that he tried to get us to play. That's what Motherwell are playing right now. We all say they're the best football team in the league with that by a distance. We could end up the best football team, but maybe sixth in the league. That's just the way it is, isn't it? Winning football matches is more important than style.
All right, get yourself a mute, because we're going to have a tune.
Cheers, man.
I don't know if you can see what the Rangers really mean to me in these last few years. I've been afraid that we might drift away, so I've been telling old stories and singing songs that made me think about where we came from. And that's the reason why I feel so very proud today. So let me tell you that I love you, and I think about you all the time. Ibrox Stadium is calling me, and now I'm calling home. To think of life without the Rangers, you know that would make me more sad. Glasgow Rangers, you're everything I've ever had. Of Brian Laudrup and Trevor Stephen. Big Marvin Andrews said keep believing. Davy Cooper on the wing. And we remember Gaza with great affection. The day the helicopter changed direction, and Jimmy Baxter was pure perfection. Super Valley scores again. So let me tell you that I love you, and I think about you all the time. Ibrox Stadium is calling me, and now I'm coming home. To think of life without the Rangers, you know that it would make me more than sad. Glasgow Rangers, you're everything I've ever had. About you all the time. Ibrox Stadium is calling me, and I'm coming home. To think of life without the Rangers, you know that it would make me more sad. Glasgow Rangers, you're everything I've ever had. You know that it would make me more than sad. Glasgow Rangers is everything I've ever had.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Aye, it's getting squeaky bum time, as Fergie used to call it. I'm enjoying it. I didn't enjoy it the last couple of minutes at Fir Park, but I enjoyed the last couple of minutes on Sunday.
And so you should. 11 games to go now, pal. It's they're all big games. You tick them off, and hopefully it's wins you're ticking off. Goals aggregate as well. I think we were actually -1 after the 8 games before Danny Rowe came in, so we're now plus 26 So we're right in the hunt that way, as well as on the tails of Hearts. It's all about pressure now and who can handle it best. But I just think our recruitment gives that wee extra edge as it appears now.
The other thing I know, it's all better when we go back. I mean, every game we played, the teams, it was like we'd have 3 shots at goal and they'd have 33, wasn't it? It was like every movie, worst movie you'd seen before, repeat, wasn't it?
Oh, every game. Hundreds of shots against this thing. We're going to win. We're going to win thing. No chance. Especially Europe. I proved it. I proved the point very, very clearly, mate. That we weren't good enough. We just weren't good enough. But again, it's in the past. It's there. But it's in the history books. It's to be looked back upon and never repeated. Let's hope. But the league started on Sunday, mate, and we're off to a flyer. Let's put it that way. We're off to a flyer.
Aye. Right, what are you thinking about? I mean, on Sunday, I don't want to tempt fate, you know. You mentioned this week off, and well, maybe some of the players might be, you know, they have played a lot of football, some of them, you know, they always do. You know, Tav still, maybe Suter for where he's been. He's played a lot of games. Raskin, a lot of energy in the midfield. Diamande, since the turn of the year, has been involved in a lot of football. You know, so young Mikey Moore, you know, is not played at this as often at this level, plus with this intensity and the pressure on him. So there's big moments and big things coming a lot of players' way. But I just think this once a week, mate, hopefully it's an advantage for it, particularly over the next 3 weekends coming fast at AK.
Well, it is. It is. It's massive. Every game's massive, isn't it? But it's all about juggling the squad is what he feels he needs be. That's how I asked that question earlier. Do we see Sterling, Scove Olsen, Romans in particular playing on Sunday at Livingston? But it's all about what.
I do.
Aye, well, listen, I would as well. Strongest team for me. I think it's going to come down to attitude, and I think it's going to be a bit of honesty. But aye, listen, if he picks the same team, we go again, and we get in a good position, 2-3-0 up. Who knows? We can then bring on like say a Tavernier or a Diamande. You've got a strength and depth in the bench, but Ramis seemed to have disappeared a wee bit in the last couple of weeks. It was a wee bit concerning, but there's certainly players there, and we've got players coming back too. Cornelius, don't know how far Barron is away, but at the moment, Barron, for as good as what he played during the season before his injury, Chukwane's come in there and he's just slotted right in. So I couldn't say that we've missed him, and that's credit to Chukwane for slotting into the position in the team. Young Moore, what do you make of that boy, lads? He's just got better and better. He's grew up a bit as went on in the season for me.
I think the boys get ability. I think you've seen a couple of Mikey Moore, which happens with young boys. The game against Kilmarnock, I know they went down to 10 men early, but he sort of carried this for the first half. You know, pretty much on his shoulders himself against 10 men, I get. And then you see the difference where and maybe you know, can you date a wet night at Fir Park, mate? You actually seen that. I don't think it was the worst, because I thought the gas man was worse, but he's a young boy with a tremendous career, and he's in front of me. Don't know what you think, Albert. I'm not saying he's going to be an England international, but I think he's going to have a good career ahead of him. He also seems to have a right good attitude. Albert?
Oh, I think he's got to be an England international minimum, mate. Definitely. There's no doubt about that. Once he puts a bit of power on, a bit of muscle, he's no wee, by the way. It was like wee Mikey Moore. He's no wee.
5'11".
He's got to be 5'11". I say that 5'10", 5'11", something like that. Once he puts a bit of muscle on, a bit about himself, he's only a slip of a boy there. But his ability is second to none. He's got the ability, and no doubt about that. He's got a football brain. No doubt about that. He's got all the assets, mate. He's got everything to be a roaring success, and he's going to be one of England's better players. No doubt. No doubt in my mind, mate. No doubt. He's and he takes the responsibility on the park at the moment, and he's no fear. He's taking some heavy tackles up here, by the way, and he's picks himself up, dusts himself down, and gets on with it. Still wants the ball. Still wants to make things happen. But again, he's learning. He's learning his actual position on the park with us. What we've proved is he's not a winger. That's for sure. He can play in the wing if you want him to play in the wing, but he's not a winger. You'll not get the best out of him out there. If you play him in more centrally, the boy has definitely devastating skills to hurt teams, really hurt teams. But I like the boy. I like his attitude. There's nothing he no like about that boy. Trouble is, when are we ever going to produce a boy of that quality? But you're better off if you ever did produce a boy of that quality. You're not going to hold him, will you? That Premiership will just come in and take him away.
Aye, the way it is in a moment, mate. The way it is in a moment, mate. They're going to make offers you can't refuse. You know what I mean? We've just talked about it. Somebody comes in with crazy money, you've got to, you know. I think all teams, you know, even Premiership teams can't walk away from money or apart from a few. You know, as mad as it is. Anyway, talking about people with money, we'll be joined by Billy. Evening, Billy.
How you doing? All right, lads. How you doing? Did you know I got a couple? All right, mate. Did you know I got a couple of coupons up? Is that what you've somebody been talking?
No,
Talking class.
no heard a thing, Billy. Heard a thing.
I was just-
I'm still in mourning for that horse I bet a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, I didn't start. Oh, listen.
10th out of 10, it was really consistent, wasn't it?
A horse delivered my milk this morning.
That horse got overtook me the one that delivered my milk this morning.
I wondered where it went. But, just a couple of questions, Troops.
Yeah.
First thing, it's just regarding the manager, and the second one is to yourselves. Do you think that Danny Rowe now knows his strongest, best starting 11 and his strongest formation?
Oh, formation is a real good point. I don't think we'll be far away if we've done the 11 between us quickly, right? I think we would have to put Butland in goal. Yes or no? Quickly, lads, yes?
Aye.
Yep.
Aye.
Right, left back, I'll let AK go first.
Romans.
Aye.
Any dissenting voices, including Billy's?
No.
No.
No, me neither. Right back, I'm going for Max Aarons, Albert. Up to you.
Aye, definitely.
I
Sterling for me, mate. Sterling.
think,
Sterling would be.
I think Tab's he's not got the engine and big games coming up. There's time for Tab, but Sterling, aye. Centre backs, pick your two centre backs. AK.
Suter and Fernandez for me.
It's funny, on forum, Jiga's in that team last week, but I don't disagree with you. Albert.
The Jiggins and Fernandez.
Oh, you took Suter out, bit of contra. Billy.
Oh, I'm going with Suter and Fernandez, but I'll tell you, we've missed one here today, by the way, Ox. It's not kicked a ball for ages, Cornelius.
Oh, but he's injured, mate.
Aye, I know. I'm just, the question is directed at the full squad fit, the full squad. They know who's out and who's not playing, you know.
I don't even know if we'll sign him, mate. But there you go. I don't know.
Well, we'll see, Mucker, we'll see.
Aye.
Right, what we got now is that I've got our back four and we're on to our midfield. What way we playing in the midfield?
Well, no, we're doing the personnel first.
Right, on you go.
Yeah. You read the contract, Billy.
Aye, now or never.
Right. Well, at this moment in time, most of the time we've had two sitters, whether it's in a 2 or a party of 3. And I don't think it's up for debate who the 2 would be at the moment. Even though some people don't like one of them in particular. Albert.
Oh, we're asking Chitwani, definitely.
Aye.
We do.
Anybody disagree?
Nope.
Nope. AK, what you doing? Are you throwing another one in? Are you going with the 3 in front of them? What you doing?
Oh, 4-2-3. Well, I'll throw one in front. Mikey Moore. I like him central.
No for me, mate. Albert.
No, I think about Moore. Hold on a minute. I've got a choice between Moore and who?
Well, obviously, your third midfielder and playing in front, you've got. You could play Moore, you've got Asgard there, and obviously Diamante, part of 3, yeah?
Nah, Moore. I'll put Moore in.
Really?
Mine's is a 4, mate.
Well, personnel, mate.
So I've got to pick one out of Raskin, Chukwueze and somebody else. I'd pick
Well, you
Mikey.
can go
Well,
You can go either side it if you want. Yeah.
I'd go Moore then.
I don't think he's played there all season, but there you go. I must be watching a different game for you. No, but
It's all about opinions, Ox.
yeah, but they don't really count. There's only mine that counts. Right. I think I would have Diamante on form for the new year. Yeah, personally. You know, but it's all about opinions. So that's the 3. So if we play 2 wide men, if we play the same shape as we did on Sunday, you take Diamante out, what you on wide then? AK?
Scott Olsen.
Another side.
I thought we were personnel, no shape.
I just said take Diamante out. Keep up. I know, I'll skip you. It's obviously too hard for you. Albert?
I put Olsen one wing and Ant-Man the other.
All right, okay. Ollie, what's your 2 wide men then?
Same as Albert's, mate, unfortunately.
Okay, so have you gone with 2 strikers up top then to get the? Doesn't matter how we do it, or are you take one out? What are you thinking? 2 birds with 1 stone here. AK.
Naderi up top for me.
Ollie?
Naderi.
Albert?
For me.
I think he plays the 2 of them, mate. I think that's what he's trying to do. I think he's trying to get the 2 of them on the park, personally. Just same with the managers. Try to achieve. That's what I see quite quickly. And I think that was what happened last week. I think you've got a point over there. I think when he get told that maybe Naderi could only come on for 30 minutes, he wasn't starting him, he get 30 of them. I think that changed his whole setup, and maybe somebody else played it, but was the duty play because he had to change, yeah.
I mean, I like the 2 of them up front. I'll be honest with you. I do like the 2 of them up front because they're not even used to each other yet, but they're still playing well together.
And I've got a view on the personnel, the formation, Billy. I think you're going to get loads of different formations with Daniel because he's a football manager. AK?
I think you're right. I think you'll get a change of formation in game constantly, with the ball, without the ball. Just people know their roles in the team, you know, and it's a bit grounding. Listen, I like the 2 up front there as well. I think it worked really well. And do you know what the other thing about it? Would Chermity have been as good if he was just one up top there himself, because he does a hell of a lot of work outside the box, whereas the 2 up front kind of half the load, carried the load with each other, and it meant he was more alert in the box to make certainly the run for his header and things like that. So there's positives there both ways.
I think the manager will go with a lot of things. I think you might see him go 4-5-1, but depending on the opposition going forward as we progress in maybe European competitions, he'll play his 4-3, his 4-2-3-1, Billy. Yeah, at times I know you have got my issues waiting, so have you. I think you might even see him play 3 at the back in certain games. And potentially maybe develop style at Ibrox when he's trying to be more offensive. I think that's what separates him. He's not going to do the same thing constantly. He's going to tweak, he's going to try and improve, he's going to try things, he's going to do it in matches. And if something's not working, he's going to change it, Billy.
He's adaptable. That's one thing I have noticed with him. You know, some of the, listen, a typical manager as well, when you sometimes you see his formations and his setups, or maybe some of his substitutions rather, you scratch your head on that. But listen, that's how he's sitting in the dugout and got the coaching badges, and we've no at that level, you know. He obviously sees the game different from what we see it, you know. But he's certainly adaptable, and he's brave and he's bold and he's aggressive, trying things like, you know. So hopefully, you know, to answer that question, or my main question, I mean, I as you know, I like the 4-4-2, but you know, I hope to the end of the season, whatever problems we get through it us, you'll be able to adapt. Obviously, injuries and suspensions come into that, you know. We understand that, like, you know. But if we get a wee rub of luck at the end of the season, and he's got a full pool to pick for, you know, that'd be a massive thing in itself for me, like, you know, because when these circumstances come along, you know, if there's different things happening, you know, burnouts, and this one can't play this amount of games, and that one can't do this, and this one's on a booking, and he's no back for 2 games, so, you know, type thing. But if we get all the players, all the pool, a full pool of players to pick for, which it's not impossible, then he'll be able to test himself better, like, you know. He'll maybe be able to play.
That often, does it?
No, not really. But what I'm saying, what I'm meaning, Ox, is he could, you know, if he needs to play a 4-4-3, he'll play the strongest pool he can possibly get to play a 4-3-3, and the same for a 4-2-3-1, the same for a 4-5-1 or a 4-4-2. That's what I'm getting at, mate, you know.
Listen, I think sometimes football, you've got to try and get particularly in the forward there, is you try and get your difference makers all better on the pitch, yeah? And it doesn't matter what formation they're playing, they've got to make passes, they've got to make things happen. Yeah, I get it if you're going away to play PSG and you might set up differently, yeah, I get that, I understand that. But the bread and butter, Ibrox, sometimes we've watched it and it's been so predictable with some of the managers and other teams have just stopped at it.
I mean, most of the teams, especially the ones that are further down the league, have got all week to work on it. No, I mean, that's why it's so easy for them, because we're not changing nothing. Exactly. I mean, Tab will be here at this particular, we'll get the ball at that particular place, and so be there, and so, and that's what happens. It just pans out that way, and they all go, the teams we play are well organised. They're well organised because they know exactly what we're going to be doing, and we follow their plan. But this manager doesn't. That's why it's difficult to say what's for best formation. It's hard. What's for best starting 11? It's difficult to answer that question, and rightly so. That's the way it should be. I mean, we're holding something 30 players. We should, and if they're all the players they should be because they're playing at Rangers, it should be difficult to answer. Because at the end of the day, if you can pick 11 players or 9 players that are near enough guaranteed to get a game, there's something wrong. There's something wrong with your squad. They all should be chopping at the bit. They all should be as good enough as each other to take each other's position. So that's what you're looking for. In reality, you'll probably never get that, but that's what you should be looking for.
No, it was quite funny, Kate. Arguably, forgetting about Butland, arguably 2 of our most consistent players this season we never mentioned, Barron and Magoma.
Aye, very true. Very true. But it just shows you how quickly the squad has evolved, particularly with the new signings coming into the position. Romans, you're going to pick, even though we've only seen him with 2.5 games, he just looks at an upgrade on Magoma, and as I say, Chukwani, he's come into that midfield and he's just, it's as if he's been there all season. I was going to ask you a wee question just popped in my head there. Somebody said that young Curtis is playing a different position at Kilmarnock. They're playing him as a right wing back sort of thing. Is that maybe with next season in mind, with Tavernier not being there, that we could possibly play Curtis there?
I've not watched that. Didn't watch. Somebody was upset me and gave me constant updates about that on Sunday. But no, I never watched it to see where he's been playing. I did get told that he was in the net celebrating when the second goal was in. Don't hold that against him, Billy, but good players should play anywhere within reason. And a young player, you're trying to get in the team first and foremost. Develop your skills the best you can and take it where it takes you. You know, he went there to play football, and if he has to play a slightly different position, well, he's learning his trade. Maybe not exactly, but he's still learning his trade. If he gets 9 games in between now and the end of the season, I don't know if he'd have got 9 full games playing for us, if I'm honest. Albert, I like young Curtis.
Oh, he's doing the right thing, mate, and we're doing the right thing by him. He's not learning nothing sitting on the bench, mate, especially if he's not going to get practically no game time or very, very little game time. You don't like to see a young boy like that who's got real potential to go and do something great in the game, to be sitting wasting any time, because a short career in it, you've not got time to mince about. Some players just want to mince about, just take the money, quite happy to do that. But I don't think Curtis is one of them. The boy wants to play. So aye. Is Kilmarnock the best place he could have went? Well, I don't know. But the pitch, we see it all in the pitch, but it's Premiership football, and he's getting a lot of experience, and that's the most important thing.
Billy?
I tend to agree with Albert on that one, Teox. It was at AK, it was actually, I'm sure it was a 4-4-2 they were playing. He was playing wide on the right-hand side, in the 4. That's the way I read it anyway when I watched that game on Sunday, but I could be wrong right enough. But aye, if he's down there getting game time, it's only good for the laddie. You know, that's, as Albert said, he's no chance of getting a game or as much game time as he would like at Rangers with the players that Rangers have got to now. You know, so he's going down there to develop his all-round game. And as you say, Docs, he's still sitting his apprenticeship basically as a Rangers player, and even though he's signed as a professional, he's still learning the game. You know, so I mean, I'd like to have seen him playing when he comes back. Well, sorry, I'd like to see him playing at Rangers as the Rangers number 9, like, you know. But when you look at what we've got to know, you've got to say to yourself, well, has the laddie got to get a chance here either, you know? So if he's going to go down there to Kilmarnock, then he's got to learn to be adaptable. You know, I totally understand that, but I'm for horses for courses. If that's the laddie's position, then that's the laddie's position, you know. But listen, it'll not be the first time. You know, players have come in and they've said they're a centre forward, and the next wing they're playing in the middle of the park or something like that. Or, you know, they're maybe deemed as themselves as a winger and they're playing at left back. You know, so it happens all the time in football. But I'm sure with Kilmarnock, the experience he gets down there, and then when he comes back to Rangers, the guys all round about him, they'll know better than us what his strengths are and where his best position is to bring the best out in him as a young laddie, as a football player, and to get the best out of him playing in a good Rangers team, you know, or even more so a winning Rangers team.
He's trying to play his game and see where it takes him. And fair play for a young boy for taking the decision.
Oh, 100%. And I think we're all in agreement that he's better getting game time, 90 minutes playing in cutting his teeth in the Premier League there, even though he's no way is, but I think he will come back. I don't think there's any question of that. I just think that the coaches have maybe earmarked him and looked at the squad of players, and the strength of your squad is midfield going forward. We're looking at key areas, and Tavernier is going to come to that end time. Sterling isn't reliable. Aarons isn't our player. Could we have earmarked him to play that right wing back role and get him kind of used to it? I didn't see it again there on Billy, but I've heard somebody said that Kilmarnock had played him in a new position, and there was a lot of raised eyebrows when I heard where he was playing. But could that be what they're looking at long term? Because Tavernier started as a forward with Newcastle before he went to Wigan, developed his game. You guys will know Albury Knox. Sandy Jardine was a forward before we made him a right back. But it's just evolving your game and suiting it to the best of your ability.
The team was way before my time.
Oh, I know. I'm not comparing them at all. But you know what I'm saying. He was a forward in his younger days. It could be a possibility. You could be looking at the wee man coming back there because he's got the speed. He just needs a game awareness and things like that. And you look at Trent Alexander-Arnold. He's not the best defender in the world, but his attributes is all going forward.
I think the thing that young Curtis has got is, I think he's got a knack that just things happen in the final third. Yeah, he's just one of these players that things seem to happen, and if he develops his game, he could obviously all bear like everybody in the game and try to make your way. You need a bit of luck, and could he come back and Majowski could go and he could end up with third choice centre forward and get smeared game time because he's in party or two. I don't know. It's all buts and maybes. And then the boy might enjoy first team football and say, I don't want to sit here and develop. I want to move and play. It's all buts and maybes. But look, I like young Curtis. I think he has got a knack, a mental knack that just things happen when he's on the ball in the final third.
I don't think it really matters where he's going to be playing. I don't think it matters that he's going to get developed. I hope he does get developed. I don't think you'll see him with Rangers. He'll come back to Rangers, and he might play for Rangers again, but you'll not be at Rangers for very long if he develops the way we think he's going to develop. Because that's just the way it is up here. As soon as you develop anybody, if any real potential gone, they'll be gone. And the money will be fantastic, and we'll not be able to refuse it. It'll be, I need to take care of myself and my family. Unfortunately, we think that he's coming back to be the future of Rangers. But let's be honest about it. If he's going to come back to be the future of Rangers, he's not good enough for Rangers. It's as simple as that, mate. It's just because we're looking for better. If he was a player we think is the new, he'd be in the Rangers team right now, holding in a first team place. So it's one of the ones. He's getting developed to be sold on, mate. That's a brutal fact here. And if he's not getting developed to be sold on, he's not getting developed to be in the Rangers team because he's not going to be good enough to get in the Rangers team because he's not going to be developed enough. It's one of the catch-22 situations. It's mental, mate. And it's odd doing it the Premiership, mate. If they've killed, I keep going on about it, they've killed the game. Totally and utterly killed the game stone dead at all levels. It used to just be at the top league levels now, but it's all levels right through it, football now. It's right down to grassroots levels now. Just ruined completely.
All different time, debate for a whole different time, but
yeah,
aye, maybe even English football, mate, as well. But aye, I wish him all the best, Sean Finlay Curtis. I like him. I think he's got a great attitude. I think if you said put the gloves on, he would do that, Billy. I think he's that type of boy, yeah.
He's a wee blue nose, listen, he's one of us, the laddie. Family's all staunch and all, so we totally understand him. That's how we understand each other. But listen, we wish him all the best doing it, Kilmarnock, and we hope he goes on down there and has a great season down there with him. Obviously, they're struggling at the bottom of that league. It's they're fighting relegation and all that. But listen, he's obviously got the safety net that he knows he's got to come back to Rangers for pre-season and that. So if it's good for his development for the laddie, then good on him, and let's see what he brings to the table when he comes back in the summertime. I was going to say another thing, I know East Troops, I don't know if you heard it or no. I was listening to Super Ali on the radio the day, and he was talking about Chermiti, Albert Ox, aka, and he says he was asking him what he thought of Chermiti and all that, and McCoy's touched on it. It was along the lines of he thinks Chermiti could possibly be a big game player. And he asked why is that? He says because he obviously he scored a hat-trick against Hearts, the top of the league last year at the weekend, and then he's obviously went away to Parkhead and scored the 2 goals, So that was what I think McCoist was touching on. I just wonder what your thoughts were on that, Ian.
Well, the stats tell you that at the moment. You know, his goal scoring hasn't been fantastic if you take the 2 games out of it. But if he chips in with anything between 5, 6, 7 goals for now to the end of the season, AK, they'll all be big games. But if his goal return won't be too bad, considering how he started, mate. At the moment, I struggle to argue with that because he scored 5 goals in 2 massive games. You know, and he has to start scoring consistently against everybody. But he's been, and we talked about Dessert's been an enigma for different reasons. This guy, I mean, that second goal. I mean, there's times you think we've watched him and you didn't think he could play the game, and then he scores that second goal at the weekend, mate. I just can't argue with a big game player at the moment, AK.
Aye. Listen, Billy, I heard them as well, and I think McCoist is bamboozled as anybody else. But listen, when you break it down into just 2 games, you're right. He must be a big game player, but that'll no wash. That'll no, get him adored the way Dessers kind of was with the Rangers support, only scoring in a certain amount of games. But there's a work in progress there. You got to break it down to earlier start of the season. How many chances we were creating for him? How many boys was up the channels? What could he feed off? We weren't creating nothing. Albert touched on it earlier. Now we're scoring 17 goals in our last 3 games at Ibrox, you know, and we brought in Ant-Man's come back for injury. Scott Volkson, we brought in Gassama's laying one on a plate for him. He wasn't getting that sort of service earlier in the season. He's a young guy as well, 21-year-old. So he's moving to a new environment. I know it's he didn't play a hell of a lot for Everton, but at least we can see something there that we didn't see before. So it's an improvement that way. And let's not forget, he also scored late on at Tynecastle as well. So that's 4 goals he scored against
Just about to say that's 6 goals. 6 goals he scored, 4 against Hearts.
That's right. So at least we've got something that we can see, we can work on him, and we can look towards. But he needs to create consistently. I think we would all agree on that, Billy.
Mm-hmm.
Albert?
I mean, the boys get something. I know Billy and people are saying they don't particularly like him, but he has got something. What it is, I don't know, but he's definitely got something. He is. He's just one of the players. Big Nedry's going to be the same way. You're going to get frustrated with this boy as well, but that boy's got something as well. You can see it. He's fearless, and Big Jermaity's fearless as well. Fernandez, fearless. They'll get tore in. Big Chukwueze and Chirwani in the middle of the park. Fearless, mate. They'll get tore in. They will get tore in. And that's what I'm looking for. Pretty football players are all great, but you need that backbone in your team. And I see they 2 up front has been a big part of that backbone. I like them. I like Big Jermaity as well. And that second goal, I mean, come on, mate. That's I'm not saying it's a world-class goal, but it's not far off it, mate. It was an absolute beauty of a goal. And look at the height he was up. Beautiful Bobby Olsen as well. Class. And the big man gets up and puts it away. The other 2 goals, you said at the beginning of the season, they probably wouldn't have scored the 2 goals. One at the near post, then the one at when he was running through the 3rd one. But no, he's one of the players. I mean, McCoist might be right. He might be, but he's also said he's not got a centre forward's instinct, especially in the box. So you've got 2 players who will win in the air and will fight outside the box. Now you've got Miovski. Miovski's the one. He's the one that's an 18-yard box player. Right. So you've got 3 centre forwards. 2 of them are just going to run all day for you and just battle all day long. They'll battle, mate. The 2 of them, and you're looking at Miovski. And so if you could get yourself into that team, son, in between they 2, you'd score probably about 50 goals a season, feeding off they 2. But there you go. It's horses for courses again. That'll never happen, mate. I'm just surmising it, but it'll never happen. But
did you see Miovski leaving in the summer? Could you see
He might very
Miovski?
well do, mate. Do you know what I think's wrong with Milovski, mate? I don't think he's fit. I don't think he's had a pre-season. I don't think he's fit. I think he's been out that team he was playing with too long. He's one of the guys, he's never ever managed to get his fitness back, and you can see it. If it's no that, no, well, I can see him leaving, and definitely leaving. If he's no get maybe a half a yard to a yard of pace to come back into his game, well, he'll need to go. He'll need to go, mate.
I'm just thinking that, well, if he wants to play, he might move on, because obviously he's come in to be number one and he's ended up number 3, if that makes sense, AK.
Aye, I know what you're saying, but he's a professional football player. It's not the first time that you come in, thinking you're going to be number one and you end up ratting out. But that's up to the manager. The manager's changed, and he's dropped down the pecking order. But he's come in there and he scored, albeit against lower opponents with Annan and Queen's Park. But there's still a player there. I agree with you, Albert. I think his spell at Girona, where he didn't feature a hell of a lot. I think he was hampered with injury there, so he's trying to pick himself up a bit. Mind a certain Mark Gately, the very similar scenario, coming with Monaco, not having a great bit of game time and injury plagued and stuff. But once his 6 months was there, he certainly came back a far better player. Morelos has done the same in the past as well. So I think Miovski will stay beyond, and I think he'll become a key part for Danny Rowe moving forward. If not this season, then I think next. But I think he'll still have a part to play this season.
Oh, he might do. And I just think that I think Danny Rowe's sort of intimated with the two players he's trying to put in the park what he likes up front. Billy.
Look at his signings and all. Like, he's definitely wanting big, strong laddies. We understand that. I mean, I don't know what height Miovski is.
Well, but 6 foot, I imagine. But 6 foot. Not far away from it.
I thought, see, to be honest with you, right, and I'm not just agreeing here. I spoke about Miovski a couple of weeks ago on the show. Ox, I like Miovski, and he's scratching my head a wee bit as well with in and out the team. But I thought he was starting to show us a wee bit up until he done his hamstring, or had a hamstring injury or whatever he done to it, But I thought that along the same lines as Albert and all. I just think he's not up to speed, mate. He's been unlucky with in and out the team and that, with injuries, etc. And see what it's. We all know it ourselves, anybody that's played football at any level, for talking sake, if you're in that team playing all the time and you're fit and you're healthy and you're strong and you're enjoying your football, it doesn't matter what position you're playing, you're flying along, you're bursting with confidence. You try things that you wouldn't normally try if your head was doing a wee bit, like, or if you were just coming back from injury, we'd try to nurse yourself into the game, to go to get better, but I think that's what's wrong with Miovski. He's just no right on the money yet, but listen, there's the league, what's ever left in the league, what's it, 11, 12 games to go. You never know, he maybe go and kick on and go on a great run, and that's what, listen, he's another option as well when you think about it along that way, because even if one of the two maybe did, obviously we didn't want our players injured, but if one of them maybe hot a dip in form, you could either stick Miovski and say, right, okay, son, right, it's your chance now, and you go, son, let's see what you've got. I've been playing that same role. But listen, I know you were talking about Chermiti. Chermiti's second goal was different class here at the weekend. I mean, the height he jumped for that header was outstanding. It was a brilliant lesson. Let's applaud the delivery as well. The delivery into the box was different class. That was a great ball. And as soon as that left that boy's foot and Chermiti on the end, I knew that ball was in the back of the net. But see, also, Ox, I was just in a wee scribble down there, mate, as well. We're talking about chances and all that, right? We've had 67 shots in 4 games, mate. Even you try and break that average down, it's like 16 to 17 shots per game in 4 games. So if that's the ratio if that's the shots we're hitting in goals, we're all shots and goals, we're obviously doing something right there. So if you're averaging 16 to 17 shots at goal per game, our 4 games, 9 times out of 10, mate, you've got to hit the string maybe 2 or 3 times here, you know, and that's what we need today with the remainder of the games in the league campaign to win this, to win this league, mate. That's what we need to do.
If you go back to the Russell Martin era, but I don't know, 9 league games, every had 17 shots in goal.
I mean, but he did a style of play that we never tried, we never shot. I mean, everybody had more shots when we did theirs. But we went through a spell there, even under Rowe went through a spell there. We just weren't looking dangerous. They just weren't. The forward line was looking toothless. It's only the last 1 or 2 or 3, the last 3 or 4 games that I thought we've actually looked a lot better going forward. Especially the Hearts game. I hope that's a sign of things to come, because against the Motherwell, I don't think we looked like scoring at all, mate. I really didn't. We scored that goal early on, and that was basically it for me. I was like, I don't remember. Well, Chermiti missed one, Mr. Sitter, actually. Apart from that, there wasn't much going on. Second half, I thought pretty poor, absolutely pretty poor. So, it's the case of, and we're bully on that one. We look now for a dangerous team, thank God. But getting people in the box, getting people forward, want to play forward passes. You even can see some of the players, they don't want to play a backward pass now because they know what's coming with the crowd. We've had enough of these backward passes. So they don't want to do it. Other ones, they want to do it. Ascab and all them, they still play that way. But Raskin and Cherwani and all, they don't want to do it. You can see it, they just don't. They're screaming. Big Fernandez doesn't want to do that square pass to his centre half. He's wanting to play forward all the time. Big Suter, he wants to push forward. Oh, by the way, Big Suter's in the team or in the squad and offered a contract because he's Scottish, mate. Let's be honest about that. Because I would hope we get a better centre half than Suter. But he's there because he's Scottish, and that's the reason he'll get a contract if he gets one.
It's going to be interesting to see what happens, mate. What they think, you know, because I think that. I don't think they've got any room for centering, and I don't think Danny Rowe has. I'd love to get a horse on in that dossier. Right, AK, you've been waiting all night to get your crystal balls out.
I'm not running through it all now. I've done too much homework on it, but I was just going to touch on it, Billy. You're the same as me. Chris Boyd, what did you make of his statement there at the start of the week where Rangers need to be 45 points clear getting into the top 6, and because he says we need to go to Celtic Park, we need to go to Tynecastle. He's basically saying he can't see Rangers win there. What do you think?
Listen, is he playing mind games? Is that what he's doing? Is he just playing all mind games scenario to get a reaction?
Talking geek for me.
You know, he's maybe doing that to, you know, he's got that platform on TV. Listen, I like Big Boydie, you know. I disagree with a couple of things that he says, right enough. But Boydie's Chris Boyd. You know, he's sitting in a studio. He's a pundit. You know, some things you'll say, I don't agree with that, Boydie, what you on about, and then other things you'll say, I know what, the big man, you're bang on the money there. You know, but if this was the same Chris Boyd that turned around not that long ago and, when it was 12 points and says the Rangers league campaign's over, you know, and then look where we are now, we're only 2 points off the top of the league. And if that's what he said during the week here, we need to go here, we need to go there, or we need to be 4 points clear. No, we done it.
I'll ask you a different question.
Do you know what we need to do, Ox? We just need to win games of football. We win. This is it. We win all our games of football to the end of the season. We are Scottish Premier League champions. That's it.
I'll ask you a different question on the same feature. I'll go to you first, AK. After Sunday's performance, are you worried about playing Hearts again?
No, absolutely not. I'm not worried about playing anybody. I just couldn't believe that Boyd's coming out with that sort of thing.
Home or away. Because I think you're making the point, all there, that we're improving. Yeah.
Well, we're rapidly improving, mate. I'll repeat again, I don't think we've kicked into gear yet. All the people are seeing what Rangers are seeing now. That's not going to be the Rangers that finishes this season.
No.
the way we're playing. It's going to kick into gear. Man. I don't see the problem. Man. I don't see the great big problem here. All I see is the only ones that are going to beat Rangers is Rangers.
Right.
If we really kick in, mate, we really kick in. And going to Parkhead, Parkhead's I could consider Parkhead any danger whatsoever, mate. I don't think they're a good team, period. And the results now, the way they're getting them,
They
reflects
have
that.
to beat you. You've got to be really honest, mate. They have to beat you 3 years.
So they really are, mate. Right. That's what you need to train for. A 3-hour game up there. And Hearts, you know what's going to happen in Hearts? We're going to Tynecastle, whatever the league's sitting at when we get to Tynecastle. We're going to Tynecastle, and they're going to try and come out and fly at us again, mate. But this time I think we will be well prepared for it, mate. We'll know exactly how to handle Hearts. And they're one of the teams that if you score a couple of goals, their heads will go down, mate. Because they're thinking 13 points. We were 13 points ahead here. Get into the second half of the season, 13 points ahead. They'll be raging. They'll be totally raging. They don't care what McKinnon says. The war's just the battle's lost, but the war's still going on. He knows he's blown this, mate. Totally and utterly blown this. 13 points ahead. And he's saying, oh, well, we win on Sunday there, would have been 8 points ahead. It's a 6-pointer at Ibrox with all the Bears there. And Rangers starting to play well. Aye, you're going to win that game. Not. We're back to something resembling a Rangers team, mate. That's all you can say about it. As I say, we're not in gear yet, but we will get in gear. There is no doubt about it. You get too many good players now, and nobody's going to be allowed to upset the apple cart now. It's all together. It's none of this nonsense. You listen to the papers, you listen to the media. They're always trying to drive wedges in there, cause controversy within the camp. That's not going. Roll will not allow that to happen. Mate. It won't happen. And the collapse is not going to happen. It's definitely going to get stronger and stronger and stronger. And just be patient. Just bear with them. Just support them, and you'll see what will happen.
Put your crystal balls away, okay? And you can bring them out next week. You come out once a week when you need them or no, right? And then we'll have the Livingston game. You can polish off, yeah? And then we can look forward, yeah?
Oh, absolutely. Let's just say, as we go into the split, I've got Rangers leading the league with 2 points. Would you take that, Billy? Albert, Ox?
I'll take it with 1 point. As long as we won the league, I'm not caring.
Livingston.
Aye, Livingston first. Albert doesn't like us looking far ahead.
No into it, mate. No into it. Livingston. Let's get down to Livingston and battle them.
Albert, I think, see, watching the Rangers, mate, I seem to, well, this is just my take on it. I think, mate, that see when Rangers play at that high pace and that good tempo, right, and take less touches on the ball and they shift it a bit quicker and they're all moving and making angles for one another, etc. That's when we are at our best, you know. And I think now, mate, I'm just getting a wee feeling, mate, that we're just going to peak at the right time. You know, it's took us long enough to get through this league campaign, etc. For where we've came from, we've got ourselves in a brilliant position now. And I think with the league games to go, as you rightly said, mate, we go to Livingston on Sunday, batter Livingston into submission on Sunday, and then get that shower across the city and batter them and all. You know, I think we're just peaking right at the right time, mate. And listen, the league's never won if you're 13 points clear. The league's won at the end of the year with the team that's got the most points, and I believe that's got to be Glasgow Rangers.
Totally agree.
I hope they're all right. Listen, we're getting near the end of the show. It's been intriguing and enjoyable, you know, and the positivity and the turnaround has been pretty frightening, as we've touched on even tonight. But we've got to mention a couple of things. The owners were back, Danny, with the 4 players that came in January. You know, and the way they brought Danny Rowan. Wasn't everybody's first choice, you know, because of what was said in the media. They came in. Speculation has it that he walked away because he wasn't getting what he wanted. They came back with an offer of what he wanted. Now, whether that's been personal or about transfers or team selection or your backroom stuff, I don't know, but Danny's got what he's wanted. Well, he's earned the right now to get even more support going forward at the moment, where we are just now, going forward as a club. And then one day it will start again in a few weeks' time, let's be really honest. Albert, it's in tappy before you know it.
Oh, it's definitely is, but it's this week. I see Roll getting the tempo right and getting the rhythm right. This week's all about that. It's just you're now get 7 days or 6 days between games. You need to get that right. Days off, time off, training time, whatever you're doing. You need to get that right. This week will be that, and for the new players, will be settling in as well. So their private lives will get 2 or 3 days off to get that sorted out, mate. And then once you get by that, you get into next week. Play Livingston on a Sunday, and then it's next week you start the training, start the coaching next week. That's what I can see happening, mate. I can see it, no bother. So Livingston, he'll be concentrating on Livingston. That's all he'll be thinking about. Nothing more than Livingston. The problems that will throw up their pitch, whatever. So whatever, forget about it. Whatever problem it is, you overcome it. I don't care weather, pitch, the system, they're playing low block, whatever they're doing, it makes no difference, mate. You just overcome it, and let's roll on. Let's just keep rolling on. But I can see it changing, Brad, and it's when he settles down with the players, mate, and gets them into their new rhythm. That's when you'll see the best. That's when you'll see, and that will happen next week, mate. It's right after the Livingston will start improving, gradually get better and better and better.
All right. Bill, the last word, mate.
Aye, thanks for taking my call, mate. Good wee chat, mate, for the last hour there. Thoroughly enjoyed it, mate. Thanks to yourself, Albert and AK, mate, and looking forward to the game on Sunday now, and I'll go for a 4-0 to the Teddy Bears on Sunday. 4-0 to Rangers.
I'll take that. Aye, I'll be glad to take that. You know, we're scoring goals. Why not? Last word, the one and only AK.
Enjoyed that tonight, pal. Good conversation, good company yourself, Billy, Ox, and Albert. Hope everybody else enjoyed it. But aye, we're in a good position, mate. We're looking forward to Sunday, so aye. But just touching on what you said as well, the recruitment team and everybody that's working off the park allows Danny Rowe to focus on the park and where he squad the players, so they're no looking anywhere apart from the next game. So all the guys that's staying at the work in the background, I believe they were looking at a young boy for Dundee there actually, but all them that's looking in the background is already looking forward to next season, what you touched on. But thanks again for your time, always a pleasure, Ox.
Yep, the one and only Albert.
Aye, good night, mate. Enjoyed that tonight with the rest of the guys, Bully, AK, yourself, backrooms team. It was interesting, mate. It was interesting, but I agree with the boys. It's be positive. What's not to be positive about? I mean, honestly, come on. We're playing well. We're scoring goals. We'll get 4 class signings put into our team. People are coming back into form, back into fitness. What's not to like, mate? Come on. If you don't like it now, you're never going to like it. Thrive on the challenge, mate. That's what you want to do. Thrive on the challenge. And if we all stick like that and think like that, we'll not be that far away, mate. We'll not be that far away.
Yes. Anybody want to buy a white flag? I think Jim's what he sell has. Right, anyway. Thanks to Billy for joining us. Of course, Fox and Old School Blue for doing the technicals. Old School Blue always looks happy at his work. It's always good to see. Thanks to AK and Albert for doing the show. Rangers Radio will be back tomorrow night between 8 and 10, talking of all things Rangers. Take it away, Old School Blue.